Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we have day 5 of our July craft challenge, so let's jump in. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining us today and watching this video. Today we have day 5 of our July craft challenge. For anybody who hasn't been watching the videos, we do a lot of craft hauls on our channel, and we've been getting some comments about what do we do with those craft products, do we use them, how do we use them, and can we give you any inspiration on what to do with some of your own paper pads and craft products. So for the month of July we decided to challenge ourselves, and we are going to make a card every single day in July using craft products that you guys have seen on our many craft hauls on our channel. Today's day 5. I will link in the previous day's craft videos in the description box, and today I thought we would take a look at one of the Craft Sensations 12x12 paper pads that we picked up from the range. Now, as always with many of my videos, there is no planning already done. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this, but I thought we could have a look through. I like to share with you my thought process on how I decide what I'm going to make and what I'm going to use. I will be mix and matching other products in with this, so I will probably end up using some of the Hunkydory mirror board and maybe even drop in a few Temu products as well with it. So let's jump straight into it. I've grabbed one of the 12x12 paper pads. I've got quite a few of them on my paper pad shelf behind me. This one that I picked out is It's a Beautiful Day to Go After Your Dreams. It looks to be quite a lot of pinks, blacks, and darker colours, but I really liked the look of the patterns on the front, so I thought we'd just have a look and see which sheet I want really. This is their design pad, 24 sheets with 2x24 designs. They are double-sided and it's on 250 GSM paper or cardstock. So let's have a look. Does have some really beautiful prints. I do really like these. I picked these up from the range and I always think that they're beautiful quality. I use them for my card making, but I know these are very well used for people who make like scrapbooks and journalers as well. So we've got a sheet here that's got quite a lot of almost like topper styles, which I'll probably end up using something like that on it. I'm just having a quick flick through. Then we have a whole sheet of sentiments and little toppers that you can use here. So it's 5 across, and we've got 24 up. So what's that? That's just shy of 125. It's 120, if my maths is right. 120 different sentiments on here. I'm just looking. I don't think there's any duplicates. Lots of them can be used. They're perfect for, as I say, journaling and scrapbooking. Things like my favourite place, my favourite song. But I think they're just great. None of them are die cut, so you do have to use a cutter or cut them out yourself. Quite a few beautiful prints on here. I think that puts us back to the beginning, which it does. I think I want one of the plainer backgrounds with then maybe a printed background. I feel like I want something quite contrasting as well today. The question is, do I want like a topper sheet as well, like one of these? So I'm just going back through them because this shows you the flip side of the pages I've just shown. These are the little ones. quite like that one. It's a beautiful day to go after your dreams. And I could go with the matching background, topped off with a contrasting background of maybe one of these or even this one, and have that as a single pop of colour. What's on the back of this? I think I'm going to go for this one. So let's pull this page out. It doesn't bother me whether I pull it from the back or from the front. So I think I want to take that topper out, which I'm going to cut. And then I'm going to go for this sheet as a contrasting patterned card. There we go. And then I want the matching solid sheet. Pretty sure I've seen it. There we go. So then I'm going to take this. There we go. So I'm going to pop my pad down to the side for now. And I'm going to pop that down there, because the first thing I'm going to do is cut out this topper. Now, I use the Crafter's Companion guillotine style cutter. I've used other styles. They're not for me. This is the one that I like to use. So I'm going to cut them. Now, if I was just crafting in general, what I would actually do is pretty much cut this entire sheet up so that I have the full sheet of toppers. I don't want to do that on this video for you guys, so I am just going to slice out the topper that I want to use, and I will come back and cut the rest of these toppers out away from the video, because I'm sure you don't want to see me cut all of these toppers out. Or maybe you do, I don't know. Some people may like watching that, but for this video I'm just going to cut out the one topper that I want. I'm trying to do this towards the top of my guillotine cutter. When I've got all of my boxes on my desk, I can't actually get it to fit the entire cutter in frame. There we go. I'm just going to take a tiny slither off this end. So that is my topper all cut out. Pop these to one side and keep them safe. Now, my design idea on here, though it is an ever so slightly different colour, but I'm sure that'll be fine, is I'm going to go for this as my background paper on my card. I'm then going to layer, this one on top as a contrasting pattern, and then I'm going to have that on there as a topper. I think I want to back this onto a mirror mat just to give a little bit extra. And I think the richness of the colours are going to work really well with a gold mirror mat topper. I don't usually like them that big, but I think if we stick that there, and I can just trim that down to my normal size, and I think that on there will be beautiful. Not sure what size card I'm going to do yet, but I've got all of my card blanks to the side of me. So let's get this stuck down. I'm grabbing the first tape I've got, which I think this is actually from Amazon. I think this is one of my Amazon tapes. I do use a lot of the Temu tape as well, but this one's on top. Now, as with all of my other cards I've made for this challenge, they are just super quick ones, but they are me using products that you've seen me use. So if there's any of the craft hauls that you've watched and you've seen anything that you really want me to show you using, please drop me a message in the comments down below, and I can certainly look to grab that on one of my future craft with me's. Put that in my rubbish. I've got a little box so that I can put all of my rubbish bits in here, and then I'll just empty that every so often. Keeps my desk a little bit clearer. Put that onto there. Then I'm going to bring back my cutter that fell over earlier. And I'm just going to trim this gold down. Go. So that is that trimmed down so it's not quite so big. Next I want to have a look at what size card I want to do. Got a couple of different sizes here. That's definitely going to be too big. This one is a 4x4, which is going to be too small because of me wanting to do the layering of the card designs. What other sizes have I got here? This one is a C6. That one could work. Might go for the C6. This one is a 6x6 and I think that will be too big. I think I'm going to go C6, guys. C6. So let me just grab a C6 card. Right, I've just grabbed one of my C6 card blanks. As I think I say in pretty much every video, but I'm aware that there may be some new watchers here. I prefer using card blanks. You can absolutely make your own cards using card that you have. I just find it easier and find that I can stretch my kits a bit further by using card blanks because I'm only going to use the bits of card for the side I'm actually going to have on show. I use the Craft UK Limited card blanks. I think they're really good quality. They're a proper white, but they also do the ivory ones as well. They also do scalloped edge ones if you want the scalloped edge. I just tend to go for the straight edge myself. At the point of recording this, and I do want to make that very clear that prices may have changed now, the range have these on 40% off, saving up to like £2 a pack. They come in packs of 50. The 4x4 pack of 50 cards, it only works out something like £2.39. I think these ones are £2.99. Maybe wrong, but I think these work out £2.99 for 50 C6 card blanks with the envelopes, which I think is a great price. So I have been trying to stock up a little bit. Yeah, I think that's going to look really, really nice. So I'm going to get some double-sided tape onto this card blank. There we go. Then I'm going to take my deep red card. Now the way I work is I put my card onto here rather than cutting it down. I find it easier. I only have to match it up to one side as opposed to trying to match it up to multiples, and then I just trim around the card blank. But again, you do you. We're all crafters. We all do things our own way. There's no real right or wrong way. There's just the way that makes sense to you and that is easier for you. So I'm going to cut down this. Trying to keep you in frame as best as I can. Move that out of the way. And trim this side as well. There we go. So that gives me my base for my card. And then I'm going to come in with some of this. And then this can sit on top. I'm just not sure how much of that I want to show, so let's have a look. So I think I'm going to be roughly looking at about 3.5 inches by 5. That would make a nice size. So bring back the trusty cutter. Does this have any direction? Let's have a look. That way, I think. So I said roughly 3.5 inches. Which is about there. By 5. There we go. So let's see. Okay, so that's going to create a nice border around there. And then we can have that on there. Now, I don't like too many flourishes, but even I think that that looks maybe a little bit too plain. So what can we add in? What have I got in my goodies? Sorry about that, guys. I had to jump away for a second. There was somebody at the door, but I was thinking about what I could do on this because I think it looks a little bit too plain even for me. And I think I've had an idea, and I don't know if this is even a thing, but I'm going to have a go with you. So if it doesn't work, you've come on the journey with me. I don't know whether I want to add anything actually to it or just give it a little bit more colour. And I've got all of my Prism ink pads and some blending brushes. So I think what I want to do is not completely colour this in. I was tempted with having a go at the watercolouring again, but the watercolour brushes that I've got For some reason last time they just kept flooding the bristles and it was making it really, really watery. Don't know if anybody's watched that video. I can drop a link in the description box, but I was testing out some cardstock for one of you guys who wanted some white card to have a go at doing some stamping and die cutting, and I had a go at doing some watercolouring with it, and the brush just kept flooding with water and it made it go really horrible, and I don't want to waste this. But what I think I might do is add a little bit of colour using some of my blending brushes, just to some of this, not the entire piece. So let me have a look. So myself a couple of my blending brushes. I think maybe the pear green for some of the leaves, because I don't want anything too dark either. Maybe this blush for like the outsides of the petals, and I think I want a slightly darker pink for the middle, maybe this vintage rose. Now I have no idea how this is going to work, if it's going to work, but let's have a practice. So this is my green brush. This is usually my pink brush, but it's got quite a dark pink on there, so I'm going to use a clean brush for the pale pink. So let's start off with this green. You can see where I've done some watercolouring with it, but I'm going to pick up just a little bit. I don't want a lot. And as I said, I don't even know if this is going to really work, but I just want to pull out some of this detail. I don't even know if that's showing up. Just very faint. I'm only dabbing it. There's no precision in here. And I'm not even going to do all of it. Just want to add a little bit of colour in to some of the elements on here. I'm sure some of you are probably looking at me at this screen going, no! Apologies if you can hear the rain, guys. It's just started, well, I would say torrential rain. That is pretty heavy rain for July. We've not had much of a summer at all this year. My little boy is on his last week of school and then he breaks up. I've taken 2 weeks off throughout the holidays to spend time with him, and I don't know if the weather's going to hold out well enough. I'm going to use my clean brush for the blush. Blush? Too many ushes there. Again, just pick up a little bit. I don't want too much. And I just want to add a little bit of colour into some of these flowers. The blending brush gives it a nice bit of softness to it. I hope that is showing up on the camera. And then I think if I take just a tiny bit of this vintage rose, I could always put this in the ones I've missed. Pick this up on the end and just add a bit of colour in. There we go. Nothing too over the top with that one. And now I think that when that sits on top of there, how does that look? I think I can possibly put some on that one actually. What do we think, guys? I think that decoupaged on top of that. What do we say? I think that looks beautiful. Now I'm thinking again, always thinking. So I've also got some of these Nuvo drops, which I've bought and not really used. Now I'm wondering if any of these would actually match some of these flowers, to put just a little bit of something onto them. Sorry for talking a lot, guys. But one thing that I like to do, and I know a lot of you guys have commented as well, is listen to my thought process, why I'm doing what I'm doing when I'm doing it. And that's kind of what I'm doing here. I don't know if that's too pink for those and that's too peachy. That's the only thing. But what I can do is, I've got a scrap piece of card here. There isn't enough on my brush. So this is the colour of my flowers. Let me give these a shake because these have been sat for a bit. So we have that one that kind of matches. And I have got a brighter pink actually, if this doesn't match, if this is not dark enough. Oh, I'm just going to give them a really good shake. It's taking some mixing, these. We have that one. Now they do dry clear, so you're only going to see the glitters in them. I think I might go for the pink one. Pink it is. Pink, pink. Right. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to construct the card first and then add just a little bit of those glitter accents into it. So let's get my 3D tape first of all. And let's get this stuck down onto this. A little bit of a bigger piece in the middle, because we don't want any saggy toppers. Try and get this as central as possible. I think that looks fairly even. So let's commit to that one. Now this I am going to do flat, I think. Yes, I think if I go for flat. Or do I want it down? No, flat. I'm committed now. We'll put this on flat. Stick that onto my card. There we go. So that is how that looks so far. Just a tiny bit of colour, and I think that that's really drawn out that backing paper without it being too saturated in colour, that is where your main focus is. I really like it, but please do let me know what you think. That's the first time I've ever done something like that. So what do you guys think? Is that a good idea? Is that something that you would try? I've used the Prism ink pads, and I'll drop in the link to the craft haul that was on. But do you like that? Or have I just absolutely ruined that card? I'm just trying to mix up my glue a little bit more. All I'm going to do is in the centres of these flowers, and I hope the camera's picking up, just going to pop a little dab of glue just to add a little bit of glitter, so that once it dries there's a little accent to them. There we go. So we'll leave that to dry. There's not many, there's only a couple. And then I will show you the final card once that has dried. But thank you so much for joining me today on day 5 of our July crafting challenge. Please do drop me a comment down below. Do you like this card? Do you like what I've done with the inks? That's the first time I've ever done something like that, so please do let me know. We are going to continue the challenge. I'm absolutely loving it, and it's definitely helping me get through a lot of my craft supplies. As I said before, if there is any particular craft supply you want to see me make a card from, then please do drop me a comment down below. Please hit that subscribe button if you've enjoyed this video. We really do appreciate each and every one of them, and we are trying to grow this channel as much as we possibly can. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'm sure we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.